Hello everyone, I am Vanshika and today I'm going to talk about the role of technology innovation in climate adaptation and mitigation. So before starting this chapter, I will tell you about what is climate change. Climate change, in the current scenario, it is the global scale problem that everyone is facing around on local level, regional level and even the international level. So climate is a weather pattern weather pattern that occur over what is weather. First of all, weather is like any condition that persists over 24 hour, like our temperature, humidity and precipitation, etc. When that condition persists over an area over a long period of time, now that is termed as climate, and changing in these conditions over the globe is known as climate change. These changes can be natural and human. Natural in the sense like large scale volcanic eruption that like in volcanic eruption large number of dust particles, various gases release, and which are greenhouse gases that lead to increase in temperature of the earth. And these changes can be human, like burning of fossil fuels. Okay, like we are too much dependent on fossil fuel, that temperature of our earth starting to rise. But natural activity shaping our planet from since the beginning of the earth, since the time immemorial. Okay, like this activity like earthquake, volcanic eruption shaped our planet since the time immemorial, and since the beginning of earth it influenced our climate pattern, climate change that we are facing today. But natural activity and natural nature cannot be the sole reason that we can blame that because of the nature climate is changing, because in the late 18th century, which marked in the global shift of temperature as a result of industrial revolution. When industrial revolution starting, global temperature started to rise. Okay, according to NASA and NOAA, 2024 temperature increased by 1.2 degrees Celsius since the pre-industrial era, and 2023 was the hottest year on the record. Okay, so these are the some things we are going to talk about in this chapter. In this chapter we will also talk about how climate change, how can we tackle with climate change. Like there is a two approaches which is known as mitigation and adaptation. Mitigation focus on reducing the climate change, like reduce the level of greenhouse gases. Like we not started to use renewable source of energy and use EV vehicles. Like 153 countries have committed to net zero emission by 2015 by adopting renewable source of energy, so that our sink to global sink, our natural sink to absorb greenhouse gases increase. And adaptation mainly focus on adapting ourselves to the climate change. It also aim it is also aimed to reduce the risk, but at the same time in this we include using the potential benefit we can take from the climate change. Like in climate change there is a long growing season, so we can use that long growing season to grow crops which can withstand drought condition and which can withstand this long season. So let's begin with our introduction. Climate change presents global challenges requiring urgent action. Like climate change is a worldwide issue that is causing rise in temperature, extreme weather, environmental changes. Like we need to take immediate action because there will be several consequences like rising sea level, loss in biodiversity, and food insecurity. These are the consequences we need to face if we don't take immediate action. And the second point is technology play crucial role in adaptation and mitigation. Like technology help in two main ways. Like in adaptation, adjusting to the climate change impact. For example, what we can do to adapt ourselves to climate change, we can build flood resistant infrastructure and we can grow drought resistant crops. And in case of mitigation, like mitigation is reducing or preventing climate change. But how can we prevent climate change? We can shift to our renewable source of energy, carbon capture, and we can also shift to our electric vehicle. Okay, and the third point, this presentation explore key innovation and their impact. Like this presentation will focus on various technological advancements that will help us to cope up with climate change, sorry, such as renewable energy source. We can shift toward renewable energy source that will help us to combat with climate change, and smart grids, climate modeling, and sustainable practice, and many more we will discuss in climate adaptation and mitigation. Adaptation means making changes to live with the effect of the climate change. Example, building flood defenses to protect cities from the rising sea level, and growing drought resistant crops so farming can continue even with the less rain. And in case of mitigation means taking action to slow down and to stop climate changes by reducing harmful gases in the air. Example, using renewable source of energy, for example solar and wind energy, instead of burning of coal or oil. Carbon capture technology that remove carbon dioxide from air to prevent global warming. Both strategies are important. Adaptation helps us to deal with changes happening now, while mitigation helps prevent worse changes in the future. Key innovations in climate adaptation, like new ideas that help us to adapt to climate change, like smart agriculture, like using new farming techniques to deal with climate change, for example growing drought resistant crops that need less water, and precision farming, which means using technology to give right amount of water and right amount of nutrition that a plant need to grow. And in disaster management, using artificial intelligence to protect and predict natural disaster. For example, AI based early warning system that alert people before any flood, hurricane or wildfire happen, helping them to stay safe. Like if we know already about what kind of event are coming, we will prepare ourselves. Like before coming for our exam, we prepare ourselves for our exam. Like this subject paper is coming, we should keep ourselves ready. So this kind, like early warning system work in the same way. And water conservation, like finding better ways to save and use water, like technique of desalination means ki removing salt from seawater to make it drinkable. And efficient irrigation help farmer to use less water while keeping crop healthy, like right amount of water, how much amount of water a crop need. So with this technique he can save water and also keep his crop healthy. Like this can help communities to prepare and reduce the impact for climate change. So we will talk about key innovation in mitigation, like new technology that help us to reduce climate change, like renewable energy. Renewable energy means using natural source of energy to produce electricity without any pollution. In this, we include solar energy, means use of sunlight, wind turbines, use of wind, hydropower, use water flow to create energy instead of burning fossil fuel like coal or gas. Okay, like shift toward renewable source of energy. Stop wasting your time and money on fossil fuels. The next one is carbon capture. Carbon capture means remove harmful carbon dioxide from the air and slow down global warming. How can we reduce? How can we remove carbon dioxide from the air? There is two techniques. Direct air capture. Air capture include, like there is a special machine that pull carbon dioxide directly from the atmosphere. And second technique is industrial sequestration. In this means before carbon dioxide reaches the atmosphere, factories capture that CO2 and store it underground. Okay, there is these two techniques that can help to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and slow down the rate of global warming. And third one is sustainable transport. Sustainable transport, like making vehicle eco-friendly. Like if our environment is healthy, we are healthy. So in this we include EV advancement. Advancement mean improving electronic vehicles so they can last longer and charge faster, like improving their battery capacity and using hydrogen fuel cell. Hydrogen fuel cell means using hydrogen gas as a power in car instead of gasoline. Like when we use gasoline, we produce harmful gases which are not healthy for our environment. And in hydrogen gas, the waste that produced through the car is water. So these are the innovations that help to reduce pollution and make planet healthier. You also try to make our planet healthier by planting more trees, do not throw waste in open areas, throw it in dustbin. Like these small thing matter. So, case study of successful innovation, Tesla and EV vehicles. Like Tesla play huge role in making electric cars popular. Before Tesla, most people think that electric vehicles were slow and impractical, but Tesla changed the view by making them fast, long range and stylish. Like on internet, on your Instagram and Facebook, you have seen that many electric cars which are so stylish now. So they change the view and perspective of people. So their success push other companies to invest in electric vehicles technology, so that speed up the shift from fossil fuels to electric vehicles that help us to fight climate change. Okay, the next case is Netherlands. So the next case is Netherlands flood management system. Like Netherlands is a low-lying country, which means this country face high risk of flooding. So protect itself from flooding, this country built advanced flood management system like dams, storm surge barrier, and artificial islands. So this innovation helps prevent disaster, protect cities, and ensure people that they can live their lives safely despite rising sea level. And other country also adopt to this innovative technology, from Netherlands to manage water and prevent flood. Both this example of Tesla and Netherlands have shown that technology and innovation can solve big problem, from fighting climate change with EVs and protecting ourselves from the natural disaster like mitigation and adaptation. Both of these help us to save ourselves from this climate change. So challenges and barrier in adoption of these technologies, like our first foremost challenge is cost and accessibility. Like many innovations like electric vehicles and advanced flood management system require high investment. Like the starting of any business, then you need to invest. Okay, not everyone can afford them, like infrastructure. And even after the investment in EV vehicles and even the flood management system, you also need infrastructure such as charging station and flood barriers, and these may not be widely available. Second of our problem is policy and regulatory hurdles. For example, government create rules and regulation that can either support or slow down the innovation. For example, EV manufacturer need approval for safety and environmental regulation before selling on large scale. Okay, and flood management, building large scale infrastructure require government approval and government funding, so which can delay the project. So there are some hurdles from the government side also that can challenges in this adoption of this technology. And last one is technological limitation. Like some innovations are still evolving, which are not widely advanced and not widespread. Like for example, electric vehicles still facing battery problem. Okay, like they face battery limitation, their charging time, their range, their lifespan. And even flood management system also rely on accurate climate model, but unpredictable weather changes can make them very less efficient. Not only this, in adoption of technology we often face, like in rural areas, people don't know how to use this technology. Even cultural and social problem, like people often think that perceive that like adopting Western culture and Western technology is such a wrong thing, that it can take away their lifestyle, their tradition. They don't think it as that technology can make their life easy. Even old people, you know face problem in using these technologies, and not everyone can afford this technology. Like smart agriculture, not in rural areas, not everyone can afford the smart agricultural practices. And even for the youth now, there are not so much workshops that are being given for training, and there is nothing that can help to adopt this technology. So there are very less investment even in learning this technology and even in implementing this technology. So innovation like electric vehicles, flood management, these can transform our society. but the adoption is slowed also, but this adoption, is slowed by government policies, high cost investment, technological challenge. When we overcome this barrier now, like we can overcome, how we can overcome these challenges, like with better policies, investment in research, improvement in technology, like we can improve this, overcome this barrier, and we can cope up with this situation, as climate change is such a big problem for us. So this is necessary to adopt to this technology, so we can make our life easy, so we don't face any problem in health, in agriculture, in daily life, not on local or regional level. So this is a necessary for us to adopt this technology. So, in the end, conclusion and calls to action. Technology is key to combating climate change, like innovative solutions like renewable energy, carbon capture, geoengineering, AI-driven climate monitoring. These are essential to address the global warming, and more investment and innovations are needed, like research and development in climate needed funding and support from the government, business and private sector. Even government, business and individual must collaborate, like when everyone collaborate actively in this climate change na, so we can solve our problem, so we must work together to make a real impact. So this is all about climate change. So I hope you learned something from this lecture. Thanks for listening. Thank you.